Hello everybody and welcome to EP Rewind. Today we're going to be talking about the 2015 game between C.C. Winn and EPHS. You see, the reason it's this game out of all of them is very important. I mean, obviously it's the 10th anniversary of the game. Also, the fact, well, you'll see.
Hello, Mr. Reyes.
Today we want to talk about the 2015 game between the Eagles and the Mavericks, the one with the touchdown pass at the end. What was the emotions during that game? Like, how did it feel knowing that we were gonna lose for once?
Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the 10th game. That would have been the 10th annual meeting between us. And if it was a low-scoring game, we were back and forth all game. Mistakes on our parts. Winn had a really strong game, but our defense was keeping us in the game the entire way. It did feel like all was lost at the end when C.C. Winn scored, and we had minimal time on the board. It just felt like, well, it's gonna have to happen. You know, Winn's gonna beat us eventually. Hopefully not soon. And it felt like that was the moment. Damn, we let one get away from us. One we should have won. Our defense kept a very high explosive offense of C.C. Winn to kept them in check, and our offense was just sputtering. The emotion was one of tension, stress, and of course disappointment. You know, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. My children play and I teach here, so I really want to win every game by 100 points. I'm a huge football fan, and that game was extremely stressful. That last play, that broken play, it was a broken play, and Morales rolls out and hits that touchdown in the back of the end zone was an amazing play. That I've never heard the Roaring Eagle pass go so wild on our side. For us to win in that fashion at the end with a touchdown pass in the back of the end zone was just utterly nuts. It was crazy. So you go from being in the cellar, from being in the bottom, in the basement, to the top of the mountain. Your emotions go from the worst feeling that you can get at a sporting event to the greatest feeling you can get at a sporting event. Your hometown, your home school, your boys score the winning touchdown at the last second, at the last opportunity, in a desperate play. That's amazing. It was an amazing game, an amazing event, and will probably be the most classic game in our meetings forever.
Hello, Mr. Sanchez. I'm interviewing you today. Although I know you haven't been to the game itself, I know you've heard a lot about it, and I would like to ask you what your general emotion and feelings were about hearing about this game and what people have told you about it.
Okay, so the game is always exciting. It's something that our town looks forward to, especially I'm guessing Eagle Pass High School. It was on the 10th year anniversary, something like that, and kids are really excited. You can feel the energy on campus, you know, and everyone was pumped, as they are every year. You know, and I didn't go to the game. My kids were a lot younger. They required me to stay home a little bit more, but from what I heard and what I saw, it was something like from a movie. You know, I know you've been working on something and you show it, you know, in real time. You cross-cut between the actual thing that happened here on campus. No special effects, no extra editing. It's like, this is exactly how it occurred. And then you cross-cut from that to, you know, the big leagues, NFL, and, you know, from what I recall, morale was low. The game was about to end. It was fourth quarter, literally seconds on the clock. And if it was the 10th year anniversary, I'm not sure, but if it was the 10th year, it was like, I think the kids, the coaches, the fans, you know, were like, how can we lose on the 10th year? And that must have been a hard thing to overcome, for especially those kids that were on the field. And you know, I'm probably gonna get the names wrong, but I think it was, I think Ricky was the one that caught it. I don't remember the gentleman that was a quarterback, Alan, I think. He made this pass that was just yards and yards and yards and yards and yards of a distance, like a really huge distance. So many things could have gone wrong. So many other people could have caught it. Other people could have, he could have, like, intercepted. I mean, he could have just aimed wrong. Just like a Friday Night Lights, movie or the TV show, I think time, from what I see in the video, it's like time stopped for those seconds that ball was in the air, and it must have felt, I think, like an eternity for the Eagle side at least. And it's as the time slowed down just for that 1 second, or those few seconds that the ball was in the air, up until the point where Ricky just catches it. It's just time stopped almost. And then from once he caught the ball, it's just like everyone was able to breathe. There was this ecstasy, this catharsis, where people were just like relieved and just couldn't believe that it had actually happened the way it occurred. And for what it's worth, even though they were down at that moment, it was the first year that they were possibly going to lose this winning streak. I think it made that game so much better. I think. I mean, I don't know about the players or the coaches, but I mean, as far as storytelling goes, like, how awesome is that? Like, that they were going to lose, that they were the first time ever in a decade's worth of time that they were not going to make it, and then you get these two kids and whoever the coaches were, and they decide to go with that play, and that they actually executed to the T. Set with a few seconds to spare, very few seconds to spare. I mean, I don't know. I wish I was there. I'm very happy that you're doing this, by the way, because these are the moments that they evaporate when that class graduates, or when the kids that were freshmen, when that happened, when they graduate, it's like it never happened. So it's good that you're doing this, and it's something to look back at. And if ever those guys are in town again, something that we could interview them with and show. It's a great thing about this class. So you're doing good work.
Thank you for recapping this historic moment with us today. We'll catch you next time on Eagle Rewind.